scoring all these runs, like, you got to hold on to these games. And, you know, like I said, you can be critical of Rocco in these situational moments, but some of that stuff is just not on him. Like, some of this is on the players just having to go out there and execute like they're supposed to. And that's just not happening at a consistent level. And Twins fans are just pulling their hair out. I mean, I get it. When stuff goes wrong, you always want someone to blame. And, you know, the person that's in charge, he's the easiest person to blame. But it's just like, man, it's blame to go around. Everybody is in on it. Anybody can get it.
It's one thing to just be bad, just be a bad team. All right, I can take that. It's another thing to know how good you are and to be as talented as this Twins team is and just turn wins into losses over and over and over again. That's what's frustrating. You want some video game numbers, and not like, you know, in a fun way if you're a Twins fan. Oh, no. Aaron Gleeman on Twitter, The Geek, Emilio Pagan now has a 7.4 ERA in 41 appearances dating back to last September 1st, including 14 homers allowed in 38 innings. What does that mean? Pagan has the worst ERA and the worst win probability added of any MLB reliever during that time, allowing 1 homer for every 8 outs he's recorded. When's enough, Reggie? I mean, I'm all for letting a guy ride out his slump, try to play his way through a rough patch, but this is wild, man. Fans want to know, are they going to make a move at the deadline or not? And if not, what's the alternative here?
They need to make a move at the deadline. Mm-hmm. But what's tough about Pagan, and I was talking to one of my coworkers about this, which is tough because when a guy is not producing like he should, sometimes it's just better to cut bait. But at the same time, they traded away Taylor Rogers for Chris Paddock and Emilio Pagan. So it's like, if they let Pagan walk, they've pretty much just lost out on this trade, especially for this season.
You're right.
And it's
That's a good point.
You got to hold on to him and see if he can just work his way out of this slump, because we've seen pitchers be able to do it, but there's so much in the opposite direction that kind of shows you that, like, this is just kind of the guy he is. And it's funny because I saw him pitch the other night, and he got out of the inning. And you look at it, his stuff is not bad. Mm-hmm. Like, he's got some good, like, stuff. But sometimes the location is just not there when it's supposed to be. And he's just serving up meatballs to these hitters. And some of it is bad luck as well. But it just keeps happening. And at some point, it's like, okay, do you sit him down for a while? Mm-hmm. Do you put him in St. Paul for a second? Do you, because it would be tough to designate him for assignment, because then that would be you kind of admitting that you made a mistake in this trade. And you're already without Paddock for extended period of time because of the Tommy John surgery. And now you lose out on this reliever as well, who was kind of looked at not as a replacement for Rodgers, but just as another arm that you could, add to the bullpen after losing Rodgers. And now you lose one of those arms in a position that you really don't have as a strength anyway. I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't get rid of Pagan unless I found a couple, like 2 or 3 more suitable replacements, because at this point, it's just like, who else are you going to throw out there? Like, who you got?
Here's what I think. I think it's time to seriously consider, this is just where we're at now, to move a starter into the pen. Take Chris Archer, for example. He only goes 4 or 5 innings anyways because you got him on a serious pitch count. But when he's in there, he's been rock solid. They've proven that they have the depth when fully healthy. Joe Ryan, Sonny, Bundy, Smeltzer, Winder, and Chris. Rocco is blowing these games, turning wins into losses. If he wants to make up for it, he might need to just make a bold move like this and show fans he's willing to admit when he's wrong and switch things up, because doing the same thing over and over again, like we said, and expecting different results is just becoming
Insanity.
insanity right now, man. Good news is Twins take 2 of 3 from Chicago. Could have been 3 of 3. And are in first place in the division with no other team with a winning record. Guardians just got swept in 4 games by the Tigers, so that's fun.
Yikes. By the Tigers.
How lucky are the Twins that none of these teams in this division are just getting hot and going on a tear and playing some serious playoff style of baseball right now.
Still early.
Still early, yep, knock on wood. Twins get a much-needed day off today, then travel to Arlington for 3 against the Rangers before they come back home for a nice little 6-game homestand before the All-Star break. Rest assured, Reggie and I will be here to break it all down.